Hi everyone, my name's James Ivey with McDSP. The Royal Mu is the second of the Royal series of plugins that the team at McDSP have released for the APB platform. The key is kind of in the name, but the Royal Mu is so much more than just another very Mu style compressor limiter. Let's take a closer look. The Royal Mu has mirror image channels with many of the normal compression type controls like gain, ratio, threshold, attack and release, which you'd all expect to find on a dual channel dynamics unit. However, we then have a bias control. The bias control determines what, if any, frequencies are allowed to pass without compression. Technically speaking, the bias adjusts the frequency sensitivity of the compression circuit. A positive bias causes more low frequencies to pass uncompressed, a negative bias causes more mid frequencies to pass uncompressed. We also have a button to kick the bias in or out. Next, we have the peak control. Peak is exactly what it says. It's the amount of digital trim applied after all the analog processing. It's the final output level control, if you like. Above the peak is the SAT or saturation button. This enables or disables our custom analog saturation circuit. Then next to this we have the EQ button and the EQ pot. The single band of high frequency digital EQ uses double precision algorithms, as do all the McDSP equalizer plugins, to add a nice top end shine to counteract the natural low end push of a compressed or limited signal. A blend of the bias, the saturation and the EQ can be used to shape the tone of your signal in very creative ways, so don't be afraid to push these parameters hard. In the middle of the plugin we first have the left and right VU meters, which can display the input signal, the level of gain reduction and the output signal. Below this on the right we can switch between dual mono, stereo and MS or mid-side compression, and on the left we can engage the side chain, we can listen to the compression key signal, and we can link both left and right or mid and side depending on the mode of operation. But you really don't want to link the channels when using MS mode, as it's the difference between the mid and side signals which creates the stereo image. Remember that even though you're interacting with an on-screen plugin, you're actually manipulating real analog audio signals passing through real analog circuits. With APB, you just happen to have the ability to perform sample-accurate automation and have all the hardware settings recalled with your session. Handy, hey? I'm going to start with the Royal Mu on the drum bus in stereo. I'll dial in a nice controlled sound, then play with the bias, the saturation and the EQ to get some real bite into the drum sound. I've also put the Royal Mu on the guitar master track to thicken up the lead sound and even out the bumps. Finally, let's take a look at the master bus. One of the great quandaries of the audio world is whether to compress or EQ first. Well, rightly or wrongly, I'm going to use the Royal Q first to shape my overall mix using some stereo EQ, and then I'll hit the Royal Mu. Royal Mu is acting as my master limiter in MS mode to help me get a little more stereo width, in particular with the drums. The McDSP Royal Mu compressor limiter is only available for the McDSP APB processing platform. To find out more about APB and the entire McDSP plugin range, check out mcdsp.com. But for now, my name's James Ivey and I'll see you again very soon.